Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I'm your host Shae Zombie, and I'm here with the unbelievably epic FragaBoom, aka Dan Fraga. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. Like I said right before we started, it's an honor to be in front of the lady who is the very first Black Flag cosplayer ever.
Which is insanity. How is part of me is like, how has nobody done this before? And the other part of me goes, no, I totally get it. This is a bitch and a half to try and cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if maybe somebody got a beret and some guns and things, they can pull sniper off, but
dude, that is what everyone was like, just be sniper. And I'm like, no, that's just every day.
That's every day. Tank top badass.
Yeah. No. So
yeah.
I am super, super excited to have you on. I'm very humbled. Thank you very much for coming on our small little show. But
My pleasure.
Super excited because we are talking all about Black Flag Pineapple Perception comic.
Yes.
Very interested. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions about this.
I'm ready. Yeah.
First, let's hear your pitch for it, and we'll just kind of go through your campaign.
Okay. Well, Black Flag, this is the return of a comic that I used to do back in 1994. It's a eclectic blend of your soldier, your anime style tycoon. You've got a wizard, you've got an alien, you've got some kids, and you got a big giant purple monkey. And what they do is they protect the earth one world at a time. And I want people to ask, what does he mean by one world at a time? The earth is the world, right? So we have the one above, we have the one below, and the one we know. And the one above is aliens, galactic cosmic threat. The ones we know are, your typical crooks. You got your Dojo Yama clan. They're ninjas, high-tech ninjas. You've got other things like that. And then you've got the ones below, which are, the devil, demons, holes to hell, things that go bump in the night. So they protect us from all that stuff. And what we find ourselves in page 1 of Pineapple Perception, we open up on a news report and we find out there's a big giant sinkhole in Dagger City. And Dagger City is like my Metropolis or my Gotham. My man, Michael Green. And so there's this giant sinkhole and they don't know what to do with it. Every sort of drone that they've sent down there to find out why the sinkhole is happening has disappeared. And we cut to a news report on location where the reporter says the military has arrived, and they ask, why are you here? And he says, ma'am, you need to leave. And she says, no, tell us why the military's here. If this is just a simple sinkhole, why does the military leave? He says, ma'am, you need to leave. Suddenly a big creature comes out, grabs that reporter, kills her on the spot.
Oh.
Suddenly there's a firefight, static.
Jeez.
We cut to the inside of Betty. Big Betty is the spaceship or the carrier ship of Black Flag. And Sniper says, we warned them. We told them weeks ago that this is a bigger problem than just a sinkhole. They should have had us come in. And here we are cleaning up this mess. So you see what the mess is right there. You got it. That is what Black Flag jumps into. They jump into this melee of this creature that's coming out of the sinkhole. We end up getting into all kinds of questions that are being asked. Where's Spot? Where's Raiden? Why is this happening? You're going to have to find out. This first issue is going to leave people's mouths open in a big way. The thing I've been telling everybody is the name of part 2 is Black Flag Pineapple Perception WTF. And and the reason why is because when I fulfill this book, I'm going to put a little microphone on the top of my house to hear the collective, what the fuck? Because the last page of this particular issue is going to leave people in a way that they did at the end of Empire Strikes Back. But WTF really means walk through fire. So issue 2 is going to be walk through fire. But I'm really excited about bringing this back. It's been 25 years since they've been out. This continues where number 4 left off of the series. You don't have to have read those books to get in on this. In the first 9 pages of Black Flag, Pineapple Perception, you're going to get up to speed. But if you do feel like you want to get up to speed on this, I've been giving out for free the PDF of issues 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the original series. No obligation. I had people signing up. I'm actually, after we're done here, I'm going to put the links inside of the campaign so people can just jump in on it if they want to.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
That's badass.
And a little bit of hip hop music, make people listen to not make them. If they want to listen to my my rap tape, they can listen to the rap tape.
That's right. I did hear about your spitting some sick beats just randomly in streams.
I do that. Yeah, no, I get challenged all the time. I also there's a show that I go on called Atomic Deuce.
Yes.
Where they asked me if I do this, and I thought, man, this is an incredible opportunity to have some fun. I come in, I make up a rap on the spot, no planning. It lasts maybe a minute, and then I leave. I mean, that's it. I come in, I rap, I leave. That is my guest appearance.
I mean, that's actually kind of badass. It would crush me if I didn't have the opportunity that I currently have, where I actually get to talk to you.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah. I do think that that's hilarious.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And I one of these days, I'm like, I just hope I don't mess up. You know, deep down inside, I hope I don't mess up. But I've done it enough. I have a lot of people don't know this. I have 2 Instagram accounts. One is called Couch Doodles, and it's got all my artwork. It's what everybody's familiar with. And then I have another one called FragaBoom 23. And when you go to FragaBoom 23, I did 2 years where I was driving to work every day, and every single day I would do a freestyle every day. I did like over 1,000 of them. And what it did is it helped train my brain to be really good at it. So now, you know, nice. I tell people, throw 5 words at me and I rap. You know, so it's a lot of fun. And people try to get me with the hard words like purple and silver and orange. Like those are the ones that are hard words. Like nothing really rhymes with purple except for Urkel. And then, you know, you have to make up words to like fold it out in silver. That's a hard one because, you know, the word deliver, I can make sound like silver, but you have to like play with it. But silver doesn't have anything that rhymes with it. And orange, like Eminem does, you can say door hinge. You know, but you really have to say orange, door hinge, you know, and you have to say orange weird, you know?
Yeah. No, I totally understand. So that's the funny thing is I don't rap on the spot, but that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize about me is I'm actually like, I'm a big rap fan on, I'm really picky. Like I like Eminem, I like NF. Yeah. But that's because all of their songs have like this really epic kind of story that they're playing.
Yeah, and they're giving you heart.
Yeah, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the heart and the lyrics, the actual storytelling. Like I want to know what you're feeling.
You're not a big fan of Percocet, drank, Percocet, drop it low. No,
that's not my thing. That's not my thing. I'm more like
you were here, you're now here. You get it. That's great.
No, I'm more like NF Mansion or Therapy Session. Like
that's great.
Let me talk about exactly the shit I'm going through. That's more my jam.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so before we get anywhere into this, somebody has the exact same question that I do. Why Pineapple Perception? Why is it called that?
I'll give you 2 reasons.
Okay.
One of them is I have this weird thing happen to me when I wake up first thing in the morning. I feel like I'm some weird receiver for a signal from, I mean, this sounds crazy. I feel like I'm a receiver from a signal from another place, whether it be the great creator, God, whatever you want to call him. Like when I came up with the original campaign ad of pouring Mountain Dew, like burying bullets and pouring Mountain Dew on them to grow the Black Flag comics.
Yeah.
I literally woke up and the thing was complete in my head. I'm like, oh, I got to make that. Like somebody already gave it to me. And Pineapple Perception, the name Pineapple Perception came exactly the same way. So that's answer number 1. Answer number 2, No spoilers.
Okay, so it does get at least a little bit explained.
It's very important.
Okay.
It's not just a name.
That's great. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I don't know what's going on recently with me and pineapples, but they seem to be a recurring theme in a lot of my streams.
They're delicious.
I love them.
Yeah,
I love them on
great.
pizza. I'm a heathen.
You're not a heathen. The only thing I add to ham and pineapple pizza is some diced jalapeno, and
I can see that. It's sweet and
it's
spicy.
good. It just adds a little kick.
See, and I don't so much like necessarily the ham. I like pepperoni, so I do pepperoni and pineapple because
it's got the spice in it though too.
Yeah, it does. You're right,
okay.
And that's what makes it so good. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
But so the other thing I was gonna say is when we were on Carla's stream, we were talking about various like languages and stuff like that because Carla is bilingual, and
oh, cool.
We had Martina Markota on, and she's her family's like Ukrainian, and so she used to know all of like that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, I know the word for pineapple in Persian. It's ananas. And I was like, I just like saying it.
It's got a nice alliteration to it. Ananas.
Well, that's the funny thing is because it's actually French, but like in the Persian language, the Persians were just conquered by everyone, to include the French at some point, because there is a lot of French in their language.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's cool. I speak one language sort of okay, which is English. I know enough Spanish to get by. I know enough French to get by. I know enough Chinese to get in a fight.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I got English pretty okay, and I got Persian so.
Yeah, are you Persian?
No, I am full on Scandinavian. I learned Persian in school.
Awesome.
So I just to try and learn something different that I thought would be marketable, and I don't like the language, so it's not really that helpful. All right, so this is such a detailed art style that you have.
Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment,
I can tell.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I'm a fan of a lot of comics. Like I've been doing this almost for 30 years now, and my tastes in comic art are very vast. I like guys as simple as Alex Toth, Mike Mignola, and all the way up to guys like Jeff Darrow and McFarlane and Sam Keith and Art Adams and Michael Golden. Absolutely. And I really enjoy drawing a lot. I didn't used to. I used to feel persecuted by drawing. I don't know if you ever saw Amadeus. You ever see it, the Mozart story?
No, I know about it, but I never.
Okay, well there's a character named Salieri in it, and he wants to be Mozart so bad, and he's screaming at God. He says, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but why did you give me such a strong desire to do this and such shitty skills in which to do it? And I used to feel that way. I used to see other people around me and just like, why do I suck so bad? And then I got to a point where I kind of pushed through that and got to a place where it thrills the hell out of me. There's a couple things that I enjoy in this world. I enjoy, it's going to sound so lame, but I enjoy the laughter of children. I enjoy good food, good music, and I love art. But as it turns out, I love detailed stuff so much that it ends up like I see some guys like Sean Gordon Murphy, and I go, man, if I drew in that style, I could draw 10 pages a day, But as it is now, I can do one, like this double pager you're looking at, this crazy one. That's like 2 hours, or not 2 hours, 2.5 days that took me,
That's it?
That's it. Yeah.
That would take me like a year. And it would still be really shit.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, I do a mean hand turkey. And I'm not even kidding. You think I'm kidding? I'm gonna make you a hand turkey. You're gonna see exactly what I mean.
You know what? If you draw me a hand turkey, like if you make it a Black Flag hand turkey,
done.
I'll give you, send me a DM. I'll send you my address, and I will put that shit on my wall.
Yes,
I
I'm
will.
going to be on Fraga's wall. It
I
is
will.
happening.
Yeah, you draw me a hand turkey. It's on my wall.
I'm absolutely going to happen now. Like it has to at this point.
Yep.
Good
Put some
shit.
Easter eggs in it too. Easter egg the shit out of it.
Oh, I will. So I've done a Cecil hand turkey.
Did you? Oh, well, I bet that was filthy.
It was hilarious. I got the perspective on his nipples wrong.
Oh,
so
well,
his chest was turned one way and his head was the other way. It was great. It was phenomenal.
That's how we do the heroic.
Yeah, right? Like he was presenting his chest to everyone. It was fine.
Did you draw a penis in the chest hair?
I did not. I did draw his drink of choice,
which is all drinks.
That's true. That is very true. We also did get an ass crack in there.
Nice.
You know,
very good.
Just like
very good.
Super classy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. I've done a couple different for a few different campaigns just for shits and giggles. I blame 6 a.m. Comics. It's 1000% Mark's fault. He's the one that
he's awesome. This. I just got introduced to his work yesterday. Dude. That video game he's got with the guy fighting on the moon.
Starfetched, yes.
Starfetched. There you go.
Into a comic. Like it was always supposed to be a comic, but they got a game going before he could get the comic going.
It's so cool. I love
Mark
it.
is amazing. So he asked me to do a Nightcrawler hand turkey. We were doing a fundraising stream.
You do it like that?
No. I literally drew my hand and then I turned it into Nightcrawler.
Okay, because Nightcrawler's hand looks like that, so I thought that's what you meant.
No, I did just my hand, but it turned into Nightcrawler and it was ridiculous. And then Shae's hand turkeys were born. For better or for worse, I'm sorry, everybody.
It's going on my wall, man. And I may watch this. See right here where I've got lights. It may end up right there, so it will always be in my show.
You know what? Now,
so it better be good. No pressure.
I'll make it damn good now. Shit.
No pressure.
Okay, it's gonna happen. It'll be fine. It might take me a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go bigger than I've gone before. But the funny thing is eventually I'm gonna take all these hand turkeys and I'm gonna plaster them on a pair of leggings and sell those with like, everybody's hand turkeys.
What are they called? LuLaRoe?
It won't be LuLaRoe. They're expensive and snooty.
Yeah, it's so funny. I actually have a couple pair.
Do you really?
Yeah, they're so comfortable. They're so comfortable.
It's like not wearing pants. This is what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't go out in public. I went to work one time when I was at Mattel, and people were like, "What the fuck, David Lee Roth?" Like they're like, "What are you doing?"
You're like, don't worry about it.
I'm like, it's so comfortable. I had to wear the long shirt because it kind of pouch out in the balls area. But like,
yeah.
but I was like, but they're so comfortable, guys. They're like, don't do this again. I'm like, okay, I won't.
Yeah.
But I do it at home. They're super comfy. Yeah, but I'll get you. If you do hand turkey leggings, and I'm a tall person. You get me some tall person ones. I'll wear them. I'll wear them, and I'll rock them. I will. I'll show them off.
Well, you know what? It's happening now. Like you've laid down too many challenges. Like got it. I have to succeed.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So we also had a question from Gus Tyler Bush. He says, "What is the origin of the name Black Flag and the symbol?"
Great question, man. Thank you so much, Gus. So one of the characters, his name is Sniper. He's not the leader. In fact, the geisha is the leader of the group. That's a lot of people don't know that, but she's the boss. Sniper, he was an orphan. He was raised through private military school, went through officer training. Think of him as Captain America as far as his love and patriotism.
Mm-hmm.
He was on a mission with his team. He was a commander. During his mission, he caught his second in command putting drugs inside of the bodies of dead soldiers to send them back. And he reported back to the government, and it turned out the government was in on it too and told his second in command to kill him, take him out. He's going to jeopardize our little business here. They shot him with some laser paste, left him for dead. He
Jeez.
didn't die. He was found by this guy named Shrine. Think of him like Stick and Daredevil. Shrine nursed him back to health and taught him the ways of the spirit. Sniper decided that he was going to go back into doing what he does best, but he went and he took all of his gear, which had this shield on it with his flag, and he blacked out all the flags. He has no allegiance to anybody but himself.
Wow.
So that's the origin of the symbol and the name. And it stuck that when Geisha's father died and she needed to hire somebody to help protect her, she hired him and Black Flag. They ended up forming an allegiance and said, let's go out and find other like-minded people. They started picking up people one at a time, like Gorilla and Spot and Bubble. Raiden and Rascal were already part of the Emoto Tech team, and Geisha brought them all together. Obviously, Sniper has the most sort of in combat training, and that's what he facilitates. But anyway, that's the long and short of the Black Flag name and the Black Flag symbol. It is be true to yourself, and that doesn't mean don't have loyalties. It just means be true to yourself and don't follow any line. We get this idea that fed propaganda all the time, and we buy into it, and we kind of get behind it. But if we actually think about what's right and wrong, we can find our moral compass and be true to yourself, and it guides the way. And that's basically what Black Flag is all about.
Absolutely. That's so, gosh, I love that. That's so cool. So as somebody who, like, I'm active duty military, which
Oh, really?
yeah, nobody
I learned so many things, man. That's cool.
nobody believes it, but yeah, I'm active duty Air Force, and one of the things that I've learned, because a lot of the time when you join the military, especially when you join as like a 20 something, your first thought is like, I'm joining the elite of the elite. This is like anything that anyone in the Air Force says, I'm going to be behind 110%. I'm towing that flag and everything. And then you start paying attention, you realize the military is still a cross section of society.
It is.
It's still just like I've served with people who have done some pretty horrific things. I've served with people that I don't know how they were in the military because they just seem far too sweet and passive. I've served with people that I would never want to meet in a dark alley. Like, it's been, weebs. Oh my gosh, my whole career field is nothing but dorks and geeks and weebs, and like that's what we are.
That's awesome. That you're active military. That's so cool. My dad's Air Force. That's really
nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, awesome. I'm very lower ranking.
Did you ever go through Travis Air Force Base?
No, I have not been through Travis.
Okay. Yeah, that's my dad. All the stuff he did was all ported out through Travis. So, but I was a California kid, so that's
yeah, nice. No, I put the chair in Chair Force.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty proud of that. I make sure that I sit at a chair.
I've never heard of Chair Force. I love it.
Chair Force, because we're the smart kids that don't run into battle. That's everybody else.
I wanted to go into the Air Force when I was a kid. I was obsessed. We lived close to an airport when I was a kid, and I was obsessed with becoming a pilot. And by the time I was able to try to enlist, and this is a story I tell. Some people don't know it. Comic books saved me from joining the military. And when I say that, I went to the Air Force recruiter, and my eyesight wasn't good enough to be a pilot. And I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna go into the Navy. And I had tried to break into comics for like 4 years. And when you're 14 going to 18, 4 years is forever,
Oh yeah.
It's your life. And I had almost got into Marvel, almost got into DC, and they kept giving me inventory stories, and they were always like, close but no cigar, close but no cigar. And I'd be like, God damn it, maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe Eric Larson was right. So I went down to the naval recruiter office, filled out all the paper. They did the test, the placement test. I was to go, this thing. I was supposed to go to something called MEPS, which is where you take your exam and you actually sign the paper, raise your hand, and become part of the military. Yep. So my MEPS was on a Wednesday. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got a call from Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool, I got a call from Rob Liefeld Monday saying, hey, if you're willing to move to Southern California, I've got a place for you in the studio. And I called the recruiter and I said, listen, am I obligated in any way to be down there Wednesday? He said, no, you haven't signed anything yet. I said, I will not be there. And that was it. But I was 2 days away from being in the Navy.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
See, and this is something that happens that people need to realize, like major life decisions, you have things happen all at the same time. I was actually one of 3 finalists to be a professional female gamer on this all girls gaming
game?
team.
What game?
It was they played all different games. It was the Frag Dolls.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah. So I was a finalist. They were replacing one girl, and then I think that it happened that they were going to have to replace 2 because another one got pregnant and was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no more fragging. No more fragging for her.
Right.
At least for the time being.
They had 3 people and they were like, hey, so it's going to be another month before we know. And the Air Force was like, hey, we want to ship you out in 2 weeks. And I was like, is there any chance you're going to know before 2 weeks? And they went, no, sorry. And I went, okay, I can go for a possible thing and maybe get it and maybe not, or I can go join the Air Force in 2 weeks. And so I said, screw it. And I joined the Air Force, and I'm as heartbroken as I was, I'm actually kind of happy because the Frag Dolls, like a year later, disbanded.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Time
has a weird thing. Thing. I see Jetsabel in the chat.
Yes.
Hey,
Jetsabel's amazing.
She's great. She's great. Yeah, she's good people.
She is. We have a lot of amazing people in the chat. This chat's I love all of you. Thank you so much for coming out. This is so much fun.
My pleasure.
So one thing that I wanted to go over.
Sorry. I saw a question from David Feed. Is pineapple perception slang for pot? Anybody that knows me, before we jump in, I'm a big advocate for cannabis. It changed my life. I used to have crazy depression and insane ADD. Like the way I would describe my mind was, imagine 1,000 radios playing different stations, and you can hear the one that you want, but it's crowded and you can't really focus on it. You keep trying to get it, and you keep trying to get it. Anytime I would smoke, it would turn down the volume and I would hear the one, and it literally like changed my life. I was a Cannabis Cup judge in Amsterdam in 2001 at the Cannabis Cup. I'm a huge fan, but my answer, sir, is no, it is not. It's not any sort of slang for pot. I got all kinds of other names. Right now, in my selection of choice is gelato. I'm a big gelato fan right now. It doesn't annoy me out. Oh, Will Perdomo's in the house. Will Perdomo is the co-writer of Black Flag Pineapple Perception. He's the keeper of all the secrets. He knows everything. Dude. Yeah, that's my man.
Heck yeah. What's up, Will?
Yeah. Oh, it says Past Master Dan says my channel is still up. That is one of the risks of using Switcher, and I need to reach out to them again and let them know that they need to fix that. It's a bug. It's a bug of Switcher. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, Matt Yackey was there. Matt Yackey is the colorist of Black Flag Pineapple Perception. He was at the Cannabis Cup with me. He was also a judge. We worked the system. Okay, they reached out to us. This guy, Cheryl Rhodes, he used to be the publisher of Marvel Comics, and he knew that I was a big fan of cannabis, and he said, and he became the publisher of High Times magazine, of all magazines, right? He found out and knew I was a big fan, and he said, what do you think about doing the poster art for the 2001 Cannabis Cup? We're doing a space theme, 2001 Space Odyssey. I said, I would love it. And he said, okay, what are your terms? And I was like, I'm going to shoot for the stars. Like, I'm going to shoot for the stars, right? I said, well, the art itself is $800. I said, but I need a round trip, travel, lodging, included trip to the cup for me, my colorist, my brother, and my ex-wife. She's my ex now. All of us, and that's my terms. And they didn't even skip a beat. They said, okay. So next thing I know, we're out there being Cannabis Cup judges, having the best time I've ever forgot. It's just the best damn time. Be sure to sub Red Valkyrie and share the link. Absolutely, guys, and smash the hell out of that like. It helps the algorithm.
It does.
And when this show is over, make sure you make comments so she can answer them, because that's another secret to YouTube. And she's a nice person who will answer your comments.
I do. I don't think there's a comment that I haven't answered yet. Yeah. And if there is, DM me on Twitter and let me know, because I try so hard to answer every single person who takes the time to respond to us. For sure.
Excellent.
Okay, so I wanted to go over, you have your list of heroes and your list of villains, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of them, briefly, just to kind of help people who maybe didn't know about Black Flag previously.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm nearsighted, so you give me a name and I'll tell you.
Fantastic. So the first one we have is Sniper.
Sniper, we already went through him.
We did. We talked about him.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Geisha. Well, she's right above me. That's Geisha right there. Okay. Yeah. Geisha. Her name is April Emoto. I always use metaphors, because I never metaphor. I didn't like metaphors, and similes are really good. But she is essentially my Tony Stark. She is Tony Stark as a wonderful lady. She is the heir apparent to Emoto Tech. Emoto Tech makes toys and weapons. And when her father got killed, she took over the company. She's very smart, already trained. She's already trained in the martial arts and battles, and was there to help protect her dad's corporation. You're going to see a lot of her in Black Flag Zero, which you can get in the free PDF. But she's essentially Tony Stark if Tony Stark was a beautiful lady.
Fantastic.
Right there.
She's freaking gorgeous, and she's cooler than this, because Dan has there's a lot of detail.
There's a lot of detail, but you pulled it off, man. Like when you said you were going to do it, I was like, how the fuck is, and then here you are, and you look amazing. Because here's the thing. She has an older costume that's like a motorcycle racing leathers, and you have it. Like literally you're in her civvy gear, which is which is perfect.
That's what I was trying. I was trying for, okay, so if she's like maybe not completely suited up. Yeah.
No, you look great. Totally great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So I see Raiden is the next one. Yep. I call him the Ancient. So Raiden is my Doctor Strange character, and Raiden was the advisor to Emoto, who is April's father. He is ageless. No one knows how old he is, and he exists in multiple dimensions at the same time. He does a lot of his work with this thing called the gem pool of Granicata. He can go in and out of time. He can, like I said, exist in multiple dimensions at once, and he sees things that other people can't see, including the devil. So just think of him as the Doctor Strange of the team.
Heck yeah, absolutely, dude. And I love Doctor Strange. Like I'm new to comics. I'm one of the first people to admit that. I didn't get into comics as a kid. I got into comics probably about 8 to 10 years ago with Ethan Van Sciver's Flash Rebirth.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Was that Jeff Johns on there too?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. I have.
That's good people. Yeah.
I ended up getting them for my birthday. I got them signed and almost had a complete heart attack, because I was like, oh my gosh, you don't even understand.
Yeah.
So I haven't read historically Doctor Strange, but I've seen. Obviously, I watched the movie, which
the movie's great. It's a good representation.
I loved the movie. I read a couple of the comics and was like, this is my jam. Like, this is
me too.
Badass.
He's low key Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel character, but low key it's Doctor Strange. I fucking love that guy. Love him. He's inside my soul and my head all the time.
Well, and I love the fact that he's really just kind of like, look, I'm just trying to keep shit from getting insane and blowing up. Like I'm just trying to keep shit straight. That's all I'm trying to do.
I love the idea of restraint too. Like
Yes.
the thing I love about Spider-Man, the thing I love about Doctor Strange is there's a level of restraint. There's so much power, and where Stephen Strange came from, this sort of egotistical guy who now he lost everything, so he understands what it's like to lose it all and be
Right.
nothing, and then he gets even more back, and now he has restraint.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that the lesson from Spider-Man was the same thing. Here's this kid who's bullied, has every reason to be a fucking dick when he gets the power. He goes out and he is a dick for a second, and it costs him everything, his Uncle Ben. And he takes that lesson and he has restraint. He doesn't beat up Flash Thompson. He doesn't do what a lot of people would do with that power. Great power comes great responsibility. I love the idea of the restraint that these guys have.
Right. Well, and it makes it so much more interesting, because if you had ultimate power and you could just do whatever, then why wouldn't you be like some horrible tyrant, and then having them come back and be like, well, yeah, I could go through and do all of these other things, but that's not my goal. Like, my goal is to make the world better.
I would be extremely selfish for the first while. Like,
Yeah.
On my interview show, I asked people if they could have an instant ability, what would they want? And mine is time travel with the ability to understand culture and language and be able to have a reset button. So that means I can go anywhere, anytime, understand the culture, because that's one of the things. Like, if you went back to like Jerusalem when Christ was around, you might not know the culture or the language, so you'd be fucked. You'd be like, hey,
Right.
where's Jesus? And they'd be like, who the hell are you? But like, if you knew the culture and language. But I would be fully selfish. I would go talk with Bruce Lee. I would go talk with Jesus. I'd go talk with Da Vinci. I would go talk with Einstein. I'd even want to, and I don't want to add fuel to the CG fire. I'd talk with Hitler and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? No, seriously. Like, I'd be, I'd have a talk with all of these people just because I'd want to know. But eventually it would turn into like, let's help the world.
Yeah.
But I would be selfish, motherfucker, at least for the first while.
I think everybody would, though.
Yeah.
I don't, it's human nature. There's only, because you don't know how long that power is going to last. And then once you're like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be forever, you're like, okay, maybe I should be a little more responsible with this then.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Gorilla.
He is, it's so funny. I'm going to sidebar this all the time. And I'm going to sidebar this and start with this. Creative people out there, if you have a creative idea, put it down right now. And the reason why is there's a thing called idea space. And idea space is where people come up with ideas because we're all surrounded by the same things. We're all influenced by the same things. I've had people compare Black Flag to Overwatch. It predates Overwatch.
Yeah.
I've had people compare it to Gears of War. It predates Gears of War. I've had people compare aspects of it to We 3. And the reason why I bring up We 3, wonderful Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly title where the government weaponizes animals, right? Well, Guerrilla is We 3 before We 3. Guerrilla is an attempt of the government to hire this company called Emax to weaponize a powerful animal in Guerrilla. They wanted their results sooner than later, and this cocky General Snaps, presses the button. I want it now. Presses the button, activates Guerrilla. Guerrilla escapes the laboratory, hops in a Jeep, knows how to drive instantly, takes off, finds himself in a kid's treehouse of all places, goes through all the books in the treehouse, like Johnny Five Alive from Short Circuit, learns how to speak, learns it from a slang dictionary. He is basically a weaponized version of Johnny Five Alive, but his powers are, one, he's a wonderful tactician. He can assess a situation and give you the best way to get through the situation. That's number one. Number two, he has a bit of a thing like the Hulk, where the more angry he gets, the more powerful he gets. But the
Mhm.
more powerful he gets, the dumber he gets.
I
So
like
he, yeah, he gets a little more savage. He gets a little more testosterone to the brain. His nails grow sharp. His teeth grow. He gets bigger and more savage. But he loses his ability to think logically. He just turns into full berserker id a la Wolverine. But he's my Hulk meets Beast. That's who
I
he
love
is.
that.
He's fun.
Well, and I love the idea, and that was actually one thing that I really liked when they started doing like World War Hulk and stuff like that, where it was the more primal, like the bigger the Hulk got, the more he started fighting, the more primal and the less like intellectual he kind of became.
I think that's
Um,
what we do as men. Like I drag
yeah.
my knuckle. The more mad I get, the dumber I get, and that's why I make a concerted effort to never be mad. I just don't get mad.
I honestly, in my opinion, getting spun up and getting angry like that usually is a giant waste of your energy, and there's so many other things that you could do.
Amen.
So many other things.
Amen. The next one we got is Spot. I call him the kid.
Uh-huh.
Spot is there were a couple things that happened in my early years. There was number one, I was raised on a small little chicken farm. Wasn't big, little over half an acre, where I spent a lot of time in my head because we did a lot of chores. Like
Mhm.
my brother and I did a lot of chores, and we were poor, and not like poor Dan, but like we were poor. So we would get things at Christmas and birthdays, and you're young, so I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember the Best catalog. Do you remember the Best catalog or the Sears catalog? Any of that
Yeah.
stuff? So at Christmas time, we used to, like, my grandma and grandpa would say, go through the Best catalog and give us a page number and item number and tell us what you want. And I
Mhm.
used to think to myself when I would go through that Best catalog, man, I wish I could just reach in there and grab that toy out and play with it. Or I'd
Yeah.
see a TV commercial and I'd say, man, I wish I could grab that hamburger out of the TV set and just eat it. So there was this sort of like wish and desire that I had. And then later on in life, there was this Ninja Turtle comic. It was a Donatello miniseries featuring Jack Kirby and Donatello, and Jack Kirby had this magic pencil. Whatever he drew would become real. And
Mhm.
I thought, like, man, I need to make a superhero that has the ability to pull things out of different dimensions, whether it be real or fake. Whether it be on a TV show or a video game, a magazine, a comic. Like, if they have the ability to manifest from the fantastic, that would be a great power, and that's what Spot has. Um,
Okay.
the question I get though a lot is like, where is Spot? Where is he? Why is
Mhm.
he featured in any of the artwork? He's not present, right? Like, where's Spot? I get DMs all the time. Where's Spot?
Mhm.
You'll find out. Spoilers, no spoilers. Moving on, we have Bubble.
Yes.
Hopefully, if we hit the 150,000 stretch goal, may happen, may not happen. We're going to find out about her origin story, but she is essentially that really lame character, safe space, but cool. Um,
If Safe Space didn't suck.
yeah, if safe space wasn't your typical jock who couldn't help himself. She has the ability to form impenetrable force field bubbles around herself or other objects, adversaries, or friends
Mhm.
that will allow them to levitate and not hurt. That's what she does. And she's a good girl. She's a good girl.
Awesome.
Next one is Rascal, the alien.
Yes.
Rascal's story is he is basically the William Wallace of his planet. They were taken over by this race of cat people called the Grimalkins, and he led the resistance. And they had this disc called the Time Slip disc. He went and he took it away from them to sort of take all of their power away from them. And when he was being pursued, he activated the Time Slip disc, which left him in Dagger City of all places, and he had no way of getting home, but he took refuge. Emoto, April, aka Geisha, aka he gave him refuge, and as a thank you, Rascal shared He is sorry, texts. He gave his technology to Emoto Corp, and Emoto Corp was doing a-okay, but this morphing technology allowed them to essentially become the Apple of Dagger City in the world, and it changed them forever. So Rascal obviously has fighting abilities. He has morphing technology. His suit can morph into anything. His assistance in Emototech allows for this brand new armor. You're going to see Geisha use it. You see her use it sort of briefly in Black Flag 4, but you're going to see the full abilities in Pineapple Perception. And so very, very excited to show off this morph technology. But Rascal's the resident alien. Shrine, he's going to be featured in Pineapple Perception, sort of more in flashback, but he was the guy who took Sniper from death and brought him back to life. He took him from being this idealized, like I said, he's like the Captain America filled with revenge. I mean, he wanted to kill. He was so angry. Shrine gave him peace and harmony in his life. Shrine is his teacher. Lucky, the wild card, interdimensional repairman. The only place you've ever seen Lucky is in this Black Seed primer that was in the back of a Coven comic back in 1999. Not a lot is known about her. She is my Boba Fett, and I'm not saying shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
And okay, I don't care how much of a trope it is. I don't care how stupid it is. Whenever you have a female character that does what is traditionally considered like a man's job, like you have a female who is a mechanic or something like that. Like,
yeah.
Those are my girls. I love, because I'm like, that was me growing up. I was like, everyone else is over here, I want to go and take like interpretive dance or whatever in school, and I was like, can I take auto body repair? Do I have to have a car for that?
You just reminded me of something. I'm real shit at dude tasks, like I can no, and I'll tell you why. People, they took advantage of my abilities, and not in a bad way, but I took auto shop because I was very, very interested in fixing motors.
Yeah.
And the auto shop teacher, Mr. Bruder, Tim Bruder, Mr. Bruder, he found out I could draw. He was also the track coach. And he said to me, I will give you an instant A if you take class time and paint banners for the track meets.
Oh gosh.
And of course I wanted the instant A. I wanted the GPA to be up there because I had intended of getting into art school and all these plans, and I was like, fuck. So I never learned anything. My stepdad taught me like how to, do timing on spark plugs and like menial stuff. But God damn it, man, I've fucked myself. I did the best track meet posters in high school, but I didn't learn shop.
You know what? It's never too late to learn.
Yeah, it is. This is an old dog right here.
Oh, please. You know what? We'll learn together, because I didn't end up getting to take auto body because they were like, well, you do kind of have to have a car, and I was like, well, I'm broke, so I don't have one of those.
That happens.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But those are my characters, because I never really connected with the girls that were, running around like trying to find their prince or damsels in distress, mostly because as a 6'1" female,
oh my god,
I don't get to be a damsel in distress.
That's crazy. I love that.
But I was always the one that had to save like the guys that I dated, and that was usually when that realization would happen. That would be when the relationship would kind of like start its downward trajectory.
Some guys, they don't have that ability to just be like, okay, like that's the thing, is like that we live in a world where other people exist, and so many people, I mean, it's hard, like the way, like I'm a Christian, and I don't thump on theology, but I always have these conversations with my dad, right? My dad, I say to him, I said, we live in a fucked up world. And this is sort of the theme of Black Flag, where the theme of Black Flag is that the Earth, planet Earth, belongs to the devil. It does. Like innately, it belongs to the devil.
Yeah.
And I said, like, we have all of these temptations around us, like billboards and television and songs, and like all around us are temptations. I said, and we have eyes, right? And we have feelings in our body, right? That cause us temptation. Why are we if we're meant to be these good creatures, why are we constantly bombarded with things that tell us to do the wrong thing, right? Like literally the world tells us, like, embrace the bad shit, like it does. And the other part about being a human being, which is really hard, is we live inside this thing. Like, and empathy is difficult. Like, my buddy Will is teaching me about empathy. I'm learning empathy, right? Like, other people exist.
We gotta talk.
Yeah, like, right? Like, other people exist. And sometimes people feel so insecure, like, oh shit, my 6'1" girlfriend just fucking defended me. I look like a bitch. She made me look like a bitch. Maybe I shouldn't be with her. Like, like it turns into me, not like she loves me so much she fucking stood up for me. She's the best. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like, no, this is my life. Yes, I completely understand what you're saying. The thing that I always found funny is that it's either people get emasculated easily because I'm such a imposing female. I'm not
amazing female. Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I can never just fade into the background. Like, I make a statement just by walking around somewhere simply because I'm massive.
Hey, answer me this, just on the low. They're not listening right now.
Yeah, sure. They're quiet.
How many times do you throw the heels on?
Whenever I go out anywhere where I get to like dress up, if I'm ever dressing up, like, I've got booty heels.
So fucking great. That's so great. I love it. I have a friend, her name's Big Red. Like, her nickname's Big Red. I'm not gonna name her name, but they call her Big Red. She's 6'2" out the gate, right?
Yep.
She puts on heels, she becomes 6'5", 6'6" instantly. Same. Yeah, and it's so fucking awesome. I love hanging out. Like, it's been a while, but I love hanging out with her because, like, you see some guys like, oh fuck, you know, and then like,
I've had a sea of men that were like mean mugging people, and they're like big burly dudes, and they're walking shoulder to shoulder. I start walking up, I watch them part for me. I was like, damn straight, you part for me.
Right.
And like, I'll walk past, and then I usually get a damn. I'm like, bye, you can't have it.
Good stuff. I love it. So Lucky is a powerful girl like you.
And it makes me so happy. It's great to see. Okay, anyway, you have a bunch of villains. Let's go through your villains real quick.
So villain number 1, Black Rain, the dark creator, cosmic entity whose power is yet to reach its limits. Will knows about Black Rain. He's not featured too much in Pineapple Perception. He's very much featured in Black Flag number 1. He's always talking about this Project McIntyre, which he has a very strong connection with Sniper, aka Mr. Dalton Snipes. I'm not going to say much more other than that he is the original. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, Emacs, we talked about them a little bit. They're the corporation that does genetic research, all about. Oh, hold on a second. Another stream. Not stream, text. My buddy Braxton, he used to be the guitarist for Ashley Simpson. Talented dude. Super talented.
Nice.
Super talented dude. Matt Yackey knows him. Emacs is basically the evil corporation that does a lot of genetics research. They created Gorilla. They created some other characters that we can't really talk. Can you slide a sister 2 inches? Wouldn't that be great? Like, hey, take this. I'm not even going out tonight. Have these 2 inches.
You can just take these. I'm just gonna chill with my no feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of Dojo Yama Clan and Dojo. So Dojo Yama is essentially take Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin from Daredevil and Spider-Man. He is and like little Lex Luthor. Audience facing, that's a fun term. Audience facing Dojiyama is the politician. He's the happy face that everyone sees. He is the competition to the Emoto corporation, whatever contracts Emoto doesn't get, Dojiyama does, but he does it dark and deadly. He sends out his Dojiyama clan. They're like ninjas, and they do deep, dark shit. They kill people. They take technology. They make Dojiyama stronger. Grimalkin aliens, those are the aliens that took over. What is that? You were highlighting the
cybernetic? So this part right here. So I normally have a co-host, Cyborg Valkyrie.
Oh yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, currently out of the country until October, so I get to fly solo. However,
yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back. This is a fun show. I'll be back.
Oh, yay! That's wonderful. Well, if Cy were here, that right there, the fact that they are kind of Asian inspired, cybernetically enhanced, like ninja, all of that, that right up Cy's alley. Like,
yes, that's very cool. Yeah, that's the analysis between the Dojiyama and the Emoto tech is that Emoto tech is ethics. Dojiyama is the lack of ethics, and it's they're both after the capitalistic ways, but one is ethics versus zero ethics.
I like it.
And then the Grimalkin aliens are the barbarians from Rascal's world. They're after the time slip disc. They need that disc that Rascal stole because it's the object of their society. It's what holds their society together. It's basically like their you have it tattooed. I saw your tattoo. Yeah. It's basically their cross. It's their cross, and if they're the Catholic Church, it's their cross. And this Rascal guy took it, so that they're angry. Gills, the monster, an Emax experiment gone wrong. He is our vampire crocodile, and he lives in the sewers. And he turned vampire due to some things that he found down in the sewer. And then we have Hellfire. Pure evil, the ruler of the underworld. If the world has a devil, Hellfire is his name. I haven't put Fillmore Filster in there. He is also another devil. I'm all about the ideas of things. Like I think I'm in my head a lot of the time, and that happens for a lot of people that sit and draw or sit and write.
I was gonna say most creators are.
Yeah, I'm in my head a lot, and I think about the concepts of sin. And like I said, I have these conversations with my dad, and like some sins are plain as day to me. Right. I go, hey, don't kill someone, obviously, don't steal from them. Clearly, don't rape and pillage. Yeah, obviously. But like, don't fuck bitches. Like, sorry, but like, don't, don't fuck a lot of people. Like what, why, and don't drink alcohol and have a good time. What, why? Don't eat a lot of really good food. What, why? Like don't get lost in music. What? Why? Like, and I have these conversations with my dad, and so Hellfire represents essentially the sins that I understand. Like hey Harrison, that's Harrison.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. Hellfire represents the sins that I understand. Which is control. Trying to Anthony Perone, that he was texting me during the stream. He found us.
Yay!
That's
Thanks
funny.
For coming, Anthony.
The reason he said that is he sniped me hard. He got me a see, Will understands. We're writing this together. He gets it. So Hellfire represents all of the sins that are understandable to me, like the don't kill, the don't, all the bad things that are clearly don't be bad. Fillmore is the other devil that represents to me, like, why not have an orgy? Like, why not? Like, good food, good fucking, good drink, like good music. Why not? That sounds awesome.
Right.
So these are two devils that are at odds in my story. God damn it! I gave up a little bit. Spoilers, but they're at odds. They're at odds. So, and I didn't include them in this list because I didn't want spoilers, but people watching get spoilers.
They do. Look at that. We'll switch it up. Red
And then
Valkyrie exclusive.
and then we have taglines. I'm squinting my eyes and being squinting Tarantino. So
like it.
ragtag, they're it. Unlikely, likely, high low, they'll go. It's about time, unruly, here to save our world. All of them, mythical, mystical, magical. So that kind of covers Black Flag in a nutshell.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm super stoked for this. And I gotta say, so like the merch, I was torn on it because I'm a merch whore. Like if you've got t-shirts, patches, oh my gosh, if you ever make a patch, please.
That's gonna happen. I was told by my merch partner, because I've been very fortunate that I had an old friend say, "You're putting this out? Let's sign a 5-year contract." Like they literally were like, "Let's do this," and I was like, "You're really like, what if this is a flop, man?" And he's like, "No, this is going to be great. Let's do this." So every time I either come up with an idea or hear a good idea, I'm like, "What about this?" So patches, yes. Second campaign, Black Flag Shield bottle opener, because you put the bottle here. That's an Az idea. Heel versus babyface. That's his idea. Same with the grenade mug. Those are all going to happen on campaign 2. But
awesome.
I'm stoked. We have dog tags that say Dalton Snipes. They say Sniper Dalton Snipes. They have the numbers that up to 21 and 23. Veer, which means hero in Roman. Sorry, Will, Latin. He's very specific. So those are the dog tags, and they have a Black Flag shield. They match up. Hopefully you can help me vet this. I made sure that they were military specified, 24-inch chain along with a 4-inch chain holding the second one.
Yep.
We've all been Hellfire. It's true.
Yeah.
I have shot glasses, and those are actually my selfish contribution. I wanted to be able to have shots with my guests and shots with my chat. So hopefully they'll get them and we'll take shots together. The reason why there are 2 with separate things, Pinky's out. I have a lot of girl at heart in me, and I've drank a lot of wine in my life. And you know those little anklet things that you put on wine so you don't grab your friend's wine? This is my version of that. So you don't go, that's my shot. No, that's my shot glass.
So this is your wine charm for a shot.
Yeah, wine charm. There you go. Yeah. So mine's the one with the circle, like that.
Nice.
That's the idea. The challenge coin, which is hands down my absolute favorite item. And the reason for that is there's the Black Flag shield, but on the other side is a saying that I have, and it's what I live by. I learned it. I already lived it, but I learned to really think about it. I was working with this wonderful woman. Her name is Shannon Lee. She's the daughter of Bruce Lee. And we were talking about bringing a Bruce Lee cartoon to Mattel. It didn't happen, but Death Metal Hero. We were talking about bringing the Bruce Lee franchise over to Mattel. And in one of the meetings, she said, my dad's philosophy is about waking up every day and trying to do your best every day.
Right.
And I said, and be your best too. And she said, yes, exactly. Be your best. And I said, be your best and do your best. And she's like, you need to remember that. And I was like, okay. So I put be and do your best on the back of this coin. So when you get it and you keep it in your pocket, it's sort of a reminder, like when you're in shit situations,
yep.
Be and do your best, man. Like don't slip,
So I don't know if you know how big of a deal challenge coins are in the military, but they're massive.
Oh, rad.
Like that's rad. Actually, so the whole idea behind a challenge coin, or at least the modern idea now, is if somebody were to break out a challenge coin and tap it on a table, everybody else has to break out their challenge coin. Whoever doesn't have one owes everybody a drink.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I have only one. He's in the chat. My man Michael Green gave me a challenge coin, so I have a very special one. I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but that's the only challenge coin that I have currently. I'm gonna have 2 when I get these made. I'm gonna have two. But yeah,
I was looking at making some of my own being military, because it's so when somebody gives you a coin, the whole idea behind getting coined is usually this wasn't enough for me to sit down and write like a whole bunch of stuff out to officially give you some kind of a decoration or something new for your uniform, but it's a way to say you did something that other people haven't done, and that's something that deserves to be recognized, and
Amen.
so you get coined.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of the fact that you have challenge coins, and I love now that you've explained kind of where Black Flag comes from.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I really need you to do patches, because I'm working on my bomber jacket, and I'm doing a duplicate one for Psy, and it's going to be covered in patches for all of these indie CG awesome creators and stuff, with all of their stuff and their pins.
Well, before the end of the year, that I'm not going to give dates, but before the end of the year, the second campaign's going up. We won't be doing the second campaign until this one fulfills, but it's before the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting you back on for that for sure.
Yeah, I'd love it. The cap is a snapback version of this hat. This is a flex fit, but I have a very big head. No, it's like 7 7/8. It's the biggest.
Giant, so.
I'm not a giant. I just have a big fucking skull. So I have these done in snapback. I also have the Black Flag Shield shirt. And down below, we have this 5-card set. Right now, it's at 5 cards. Guaranteed autograph in every one, at least one autograph card. You have a chance to get a sketch card. 20 sketch cards have been drawn up, so we're going to randomly insert one of those 20 in the cards. And if we hit the 125,000 stretch goal, we're going to add another 4 cards, making it a 9-card set. So that's there. And that's,
I like how you keep saying if.
I don't know. Like, this is the thing. Like, this whole thing has been a very happy surprise for me. You know, I had the conversation with my guys before this, like, basically, like, listen, guys, like, I'm gonna set the goal really low so we can, like, when we hit it, we'll track up the algorithm so people will see it on Indiegogo. I'm hoping at the end of the 30 days we get around 40 to 50,000 if we can do that. But that's literally, I had no clue. I said, if we do that, this will happen. We're going to make it real. I didn't know that would happen in 24 hours. Like, no clue at all. I mean, here we are at 80,000. I'm really hoping, I'm hoping for 1,000 backers, because I have a little private thing going with John Malin, who doesn't, you know, he says he likes bacon, but he doesn't see what the big deal is. That it's overrated, and I said no. I said thank you, amen. Bacon is not overrated. It's primal. We need bacon in our lives. Okay. Even my vegetarian friends, like Matt Yackey, the colorist of Black Flag, says I'm a vegetarian and I smell bacon and I want it. So come on, that's not marketing, dude. That's fucking awesomeness.
I didn't know. Oh my gosh, yes, pork candy. It is pork candy. So this is. Yeah. This goes back into that salty and sweet. Have you ever had, this is going to sound terrible, but trust me, it is sinfully amazing. Have you ever had chocolate covered bacon?
I have.
Isn't it good?
It's good. I will say, this is where I'll side with John Malin. It's slightly overrated. I liked it plenty. But I'll take maple syrup on bacon first. You know?
I'll have to send you some, because I make my own. And when I make my own, hold on a second.
I'm gonna show you what kind of chocolate I like, and you tell me if you can do it, because people don't do it the way I like it. This is the kind of chocolate I like. 99%.
Yeah, super.
It's super bitter. Like, I'm a wackadoo when it comes to chocolate. Like, I like it real dark and funky.
Dude, I got you. And when I do my chocolate covered bacon, I get the super thick cut bacon. I get maple flavored bacon.
Well, there you go. That'll bring the sweet into it.
Exactly. And then and you have to oven fry it, because that's when it gets the perfect crispy. And then you dip all of that in chocolate and you let that harden, and it's all right.
I'm in. Yeah, Matt Yackey was like, I got already. He's ready for it. He's like, chocolate, all caps, chocolate covered bacon is the bomb. Yeah, he knows. Maple bars with bacon is good. Yeah.
Good.
I'm good. So
I don't like maple bars on their own.
No. Look at it. Yeah, 99% is hardcore, but I love it. I love it. But yeah, if we hit 1,000 backers, when we hit 1,000 backers, we will do this thing called a pork extravaganza, where I have different cuts of bacon, thick cut, maple, turkey bacon. Yeah, we have to. I know. I'm trying to get some European, British style bacon, and then
You need back bacon.
But exactly.
Yes.
But my favorite cut of pig, which is very strange, but I had it at a Korean barbecue and now I'm addicted to it, is pork jowl. It's the cheek of the pig.
Mm-hmm.
Best part, it's the bacon of bacon. It's bacon's bacon. If bacon can eat bacon, it would want pork jowl.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
Agreed.
So, and then I have some other stretch goals. They're on there. We hit our 75,000 stretch goal yesterday, which gets people a folded poster, recolor of the original triple gatefold cover from Black Flag #1, the 1995 series. At 100, we're going to add stickers. At 125, we're going to add the cards. At 150, we are going to do a 0.5, which is continuing some of the origin stories using some of the stories that Will and I have chambered, getting the original crew back on it. We are talking about Shelby Robertson, Dietrich Smith, Pat Lee, Logan Libera, Carl Artstetter, all the guys that were originally on Black Flag Zero. I'm going to bring back to work on the origin stories.
Hell yeah.
So I'm hoping to hit that. And then we have the secret stretch goal, which isn't so secret. I made the mistake. This wasn't a mistake. I went on a show before my launch, and they asked me. They said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I feel like Ralphie on Christmas Story, waiting for the Red Ryder BB gun."
Yes.
And they said, "You have a bunny suit stretch goal." And I said, "Yeah, if I hit 100, I'll wear the bunny suit." Okay.
Yep. I
So
was there when that happened, because I remember telling you, as a fellow tall person, they do make them, and I can't help you find one for sure.
So I found one. I have it. It's on order. It'll get here Monday. I'm going to sling it over my chair to remind people. I have been told, and this is a great motivator for anybody who has problems with fulfillment. If I hit 100, and Black Flag Pineapple Perception hits 100, I'm not going to make the whole team do this. I should, though. Death Metal Hero is going to wear the Donnie Darko bunny suit. He's going to go get one, and he has to wear it. And I have to wear the Ralphie pink bunny suit in every stream until Black Flag fulfills. So no more nice, comfortable clothes. I got to wear
that. You can just put your hat on and then pull the bunny ears up over it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. No more comfort. We're just going to be pink bunnied out. So if you guys want to humiliate me, I'm happy to do that. We're going to get the pink bunny suit. So that is the
It'll happen by the time you get the bunny suit. You'll get the bunny suit on Monday.
That's Monday. No, my fingers are crossed that we hit it by the 30-day mark, and if we do 100 by 30 days, I will kick into the 60-day, because it's just like, it means people want it. So I'll go to 60 days, but pink bunny suit.
Sweet. Yeah. I love it. Okay. So we had a question from a while ago, but we just keep riffing because this is just so easy.
Yeah.
Gus Tyler Bush wants to know what's next after Black Flag, maybe Kid Supreme?
I wish, man. Kid Supreme was, if anybody knows, Kid Supreme was my favorite book to work on outside of Black Flag. And I did a lot of creating on Kid Supreme, but I don't own that character. It's not my character. I was given a blank slate, and I was basically told, this kid is named Danny Morales. He has the powers of the Supreme. He's a teenager. Go. That was literally all I was given. Mm-hmm. So I said, God, I love Spider-Man so much, and I grew up in a small town. What if Danny was in a small town and he lived with his grandparents, because I have much love for my grandparents? And what if all of his bad guys were the Spider-Man bad guys? And he went to high school, and I basically put it in my hometown and with my cast of characters from school fighting basically Spider-Man bad guys. Everyone has an equivalent. Buzzard was Vulture, Blacktop was Sandman, Kilowatt was Shocker, Reptile was the Lizard. I basically did that, and I had a blast doing that book, but I don't own that character, so I can't. But to answer your question, what's next? For me, or for Incredible Comics? Because for Incredible Comics, I have a rollout. I have this idea book that has. Oh, I gotta plug this in. I'm at 20%. I have a idea book that has 45 ideas in it. I've taken those 45 ideas. I've stripped them down into 5. So I have a book called Switch. I have a book called SWAT, a book called Gear Station, and a book called Big Time, and then our flagship book, Black Flag. I'm not going to tell you what's up next for me because that would be spoilers. That would be issue 4 Black Flag Pineapple Perception spoilers, so you're not going to hear it. But what's next for Incredible Comics is maybe Switch, but I'm not going to draw it. I'll be writing it and conceptualizing it with a writer, but that Switch is next. But for me, you're going to have to stay tuned.
Oh, look at you. You're constantly getting people to come back. See? Look at you with
tricks. Yeah.
Okay. So we have talked extensively about the story. We've had a lot of really great questions. We have not talked about how people can back you. So I think it's probably time for us to start going over your tiers.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. So our featured, and let me just do a blanket statement. All comics, all ash cans, and all trading card sets are signed automatically unless you request, like, I don't want you signing this shit. Then you have to put that special order. But our first featured perk is the comic book plus ash can. The ash can is a facsimile edition of the 1994 San Diego Comic-Con Black Flag ash can. There were only 500 of them made. This will be slightly different. The image eye will be stripped from the cover because it's an incredible comic. All instances of Extreme Studios will be taken out because that's not my studio. And there will be some extras in there, but it is basically a facsimile edition of the Black Flag ash can edition. So that's our featured for $50. Down below that we have the color version of the cover. Then we hit that $50,000 stretch goal. It's going to be perfect bound. If anybody's familiar with the Dark Knight comic, that means it has a spine which will say Black Flag Pineapple Perception. It'll say Perdomo, Fraga, Yaki, Robertson, Bruzniak. I don't know the order. I'm making up the order right now. But the guys, the creative team with a little number 1 on the spine. Down below it is the line. If you want the line art version and just see the art without Matt Yackey's luscious and glorious colors, and you want to see the Todd McFarlane inks and the Shelby Robertson inks over my line art, you can pick that one. Those also come signed. Down below that is the pick 2. You can mix and match. You don't have to get one of each. You could if you want. You can get 2 color, 2 line art, up to you. Below that is the pick 2 along with 2 ash cans. Again, mix and match. 2 ash cans, all come signed. Below that, we have the FragaBoom Mega Box. You don't get comics with that, but that's if you're like, you know what? I got the comic already. I think I want all of the add-ons and I want to save $20. You're going to save $20 by buying everything together. You get the dog tag, the shot glass, the challenge coin, the hat, the shirt, and the cards. Again, with the chance to win the sketch card, 1 in 20 sketch card. Down below that, you have the comic ash can and head sketch. Comic signed ash can. You get a head sketch of a Black Flag character or a Black Flag villain. You don't get to pick, though. I draw what I want. It's going to be good. It's going to be good either way. Below that, at the same price point, and yeah, it's the same price point, but this is a head sketch only where you get to pick. You can say, I want Geisha, I want Dojo Yama. I had somebody ask for a Dojo Yama. It's not a pick down, but they said they wanted Dojo Yama. So this is a you pick. There's a premium on it because when it's a I gotta pick it out sort of situation, that means I have to focus on doing specific. But you get that courtesy by paying a little bit extra. Down below we have the ammunition load up, which is a 4-pack, a you pick 4-pack, all color, all black and white, 3 of one, 1 of another. You do the way you wanna. You get a head sketch. You get all 4 ash cans. They're all signed. Below that, you get the same. It's the same as the ammunition load up, but it's called the Huge Thanks Name Checked. And what that means is you get your name in the book, and you get to show your friends, your family. I helped support this book. Everybody helped support, but this is a way to say, look what I did. And it's a little bit extra, but you help make this possible. So this is name checked. You get everything from the ammo load up plus your name in the book. Below that, you have an original page. I don't know how many are left.
2 left.
Holy shit, there are 2 left. That is fantastic. There are 2 left. You get an original page of art from Black Flag. Every page, I had some people concerned, what if I get a page of people sitting around talking? They're never sitting around talking in Black Flag issue 1. It's either going to be action-packed or super money-shot. Guaranteed. Below, you have Mind Blown. I think there's 1 slot left where you get 2 comics, the ash can, and you get to be killed in the book. That's right. You get your likeness. You get to tell me how you want to get killed. No gorilla farts on me and I die. None of that stuff, but you get killed. We have 1 of those slots left, and the sold out was the double page spread. We're going to be adding some more perks probably mid-campaign, though. One-of-a-kind items. Right now, this is what it looks like. It's blank, but this is going to be filled with a Black Flag scene. It's a blank skateboard deck.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to be filling this with Black Flag art. There's going to be this. There's going to be a pair of ivory Nike Cortez shoes that I'm going to be doing as well. And then this bad boy is going to be a perk. This is the cover art to issue 1. This will be up there as well. But I wanted to save a few things for later down the line.
That's awesome. By the way, you only have 1 page left of the original pages.
Oh my goodness.
Happened while we were talking.
When those are going to sell out, they're gone fast. That's fantastic. What's our total? 81. Holy shit. We are 40 away. We are 40 backers away. John Malin, if you are going to see this, don't worry, buddy. We got ham. We got ham.
Right?
We got ham going for you. But those are the perks. Those are the perks for the Black Flag campaign.
Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. This is exciting as hell. So I'm going to let the chat know that if you have any questions for Dan, I need you to post them now, because that is where we've hit. But the entirety of this campaign, it's very well put together.
Thank you.
I mean, obviously, I feel like I would expect nothing less. In all honesty, like you're a wonderful professional. You're very well. You think out your projects a lot, and you actually care about what you're doing.
I got a lot of things in my head. A lot of thoughts.
We do have a question from David Feed, and I actually saw this a few times. I'm sorry I missed it. Is there going to be a villain cover?
Not yet. If there's enough of a demand, this whole campaign, the success of this campaign, I tried to build it as small and simple as possible, and I didn't know it would hit the way it would hit. And I've heard a lot of requests for variants and things like that. And I have friends working on things for that 0.5 issue. Mm-hmm. There may be another campaign for other covers, but right now what you see is what it is. But if there's a big demand, go in there and mention that you want it. Hit me up on Twitter or go into the campaign and leave a comment.
All right. Oh my gosh, I love these people. William wants to know, why are you so sexy? And Anthony takes it a little further. Wait, no, that wasn't Anthony. It was Ryan Miller. How are you both handsome, talented, and have the good taste to love bacon?
Blame my mom for my smiling face. Blame my dad for my heart, and the bacon is because bacon's fucking amazing. Like anybody that doesn't think it is wrong, John Malin.
Yes, agreed. Totally agreed. Frago, the sexiest dancing frog in Comicsgate, wants to know: would you consider going shirtless for his stretch goal to give everyone something to work for?
If there's enough requests, and by enough I mean like triple digit requests. That's fucking silly.
See, now you've just given him
I
a
gotta do some push-ups, man. I got a little. I'm moving out a little bit, so I might get ready. But you got to get triple numbers, and I'll do it.
Get some of those pyramid push-ups going. You'll be
Yeah,
fine. It's a real good isolator.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun. I love that we had you on. I definitely want to make sure that we get you and as much of your team as is willing to come on.
Yeah, well,
the next
you got
time. That'd be super fun.
Two of the guys, the only one. Well, we have two missing. Bruzniak, our letterer. I don't know if he's even down with with YouTube, but Will has been on streams. Yaki's been on streams. I'm sure Shelby would as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh well. So before this closes out, I want to have you guys back. I want to try another character. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna give it a damn shot.
I would love to see Sniper. That would be great. The other ones have masks. Like Raiden would be cool, but you'd be like masked up, and you're gorgeous. So like, don't hide any of that. Bubble's cool, but she's like, she's like 12, so you have to raise your voice up. You don't want to be 12.
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
So I'd say go for Sniper. Once he's without his mask, you don't want that either. Rascal without his mask is interesting, to say the least.
But we will make plans before this completely closes out to have you and the crew back on, and I will do Sniper. I will do
okay, depending on the timing, I might end up in a pink bunny suit.
It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. So the little one wants you in it, right?
No, I don't think he wants the in a pink bunny suit. It'll break his brain.
You lagged real bad there. What was that?
No, I just think for a 6-year-old little boy seeing his dad in a pink bunny suit is traumatizing, because he just said, "I don't want you in a pink bunny suit, Dad."
It is kind of traumatizing, but it's also hilarious. My dad used to dress up as a clown for my birthdays, and I still have the pictures to.
I'm not a clown fan. I'm not a clown. No offense on your dad. I'm not a clown fan.
No, I wasn't either. And my dad had like he's a biker dude, so he had like a big old beard and everything, and he painted his face white, and it was just kind of cakey in his beard. It was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, my brother's in the chat. Robert Fraga, he's in the chat. He says a tight pink bunny. It's not gonna be tight, man. I got the extra large. This is my sign language. I didn't want crotch smashery, because tall people, when you get the large, there's a very high likelihood of the karate chop to the groin, and I didn't need that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a couple others that had popped up.
Yeah.
It was Tiberius wants to know, how does the campaign so far compare to Black Flag of the 90s as far as like books sold and revenue?
I don't know our numbers. I know how many backers we have, and I haven't really looked under the hood to see how many are the ammo load up, how many are 2, how many are 1. So I don't know. The 90s were a different time, though, guys. Like I said, I sold of the Black Flag, the Black Flag black and white preview edition, which I've been buying on eBay. Sorry, guys, I've been buying them up myself. This sold 83,000 copies, which is a huge number. 83,000 copies of this existed. If I did 83,000 copies of Black Flag Pineapple Perception, I would probably have my head explode. So much less. The 90s were a different time. More people were buying comics. More people were speculating. But one thing I do know about the new series is that they're going to direct to people that want them, which means they're in the right hands. And I know I won't be buying any of those back. That's the good thing.
That's awesome. Flipping through, Do you have any plans for Extreme Comics to move into publishing others' original ideas?
Well, Extreme Comics, you mean Incredible Comics? Yes, we do. And Will and I have talked about this. That's our phase two. I basically, oh, Will's just telling me his buddy grabbed a page. Oh,
Yep,
somebody bought the last original page.
I was gonna show you. It's
oh
gone.
man,
And
they're gone. They're gone. That's
gone,
awesome.
gone. That was it.
That's fantastic.
And you're 81,618.
Incredible. And I'm happy about that dollar amount, but I'm really looking forward to the Porktacular cook-off. We're gonna be having great, fantastic meats.
Well, I'm just saying I haven't backed yet. I plan to, but I will be backing before the weekend. So
make sure you send me your number, and you better send me the turkey hand.
I promise you, hand on heart, I am going to make you some hand turkeys.
The question about original stuff, yes, phase two. What we'll end up doing, because I'm all about customer trust. I want to make sure that all of the orders are fulfilled before we do any other campaigns. And when we do another campaign, I want to make sure that by the first book the quality of our books. Then we'll launch our second campaign, and in that campaign launch another one, like a variant of one. And we're bringing our title, which will end up more than likely being Switch. After phase one happens, I will be taking a look at submissions of other ideas and working out a publishing deal, because what I want Incredible Comics to be synonymous with is what it says, Incredible Comics. And I don't want any funk being faked. I want to make sure whoever brings their ideas to me are reliable people, because my brand is my word. So yes, we will, but you better bring your A game.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So start, if you're a little on the fence right now, start honing those skills, because that's an amazing opportunity for sure. So I borrow ideas. I'm turning this into a question. He says, after your first 30 days, would you consider having a second cover if you decided to extend for the next 30 days?
Yeah. And I have ideas. Yaki and I have talked about things like my favorite comic of all time is Black Flag. And that's number one. But number two is The Dark Knight. I had to make mine the favorite now, because it is. You have to be fan number one of your own stuff if you're going to bring it to the world, and that sort of enthusiasm ends up translating. But number two, is really my number one, is The Dark Knight by Frank Miller. And my favorite image from that is on the t-shirt on this guy back here. It's the image of Bruce Wayne as Batman jumping with Carrie as Robin jumping over Gotham. So we're going to recreate that image with Sniper and Bubble, and we're going to do it and put it maybe as a second cover. For the second campaign, we're going to be offering, I'm giving you guys all the goods. You have a way, Shae. I don't know what you're doing, but you have a way. We're going to do a black light poster. When you look at it in daylight, it's going to look like that image. When you put a black light on it, there's going to be a lightning bolt behind them, and Dagger City's going to be all lit up.
Dude.
We are considering it. Yes. We are considering
that is badass. That is fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Bristolian Geek Dave wants to know, is there any chance of a Black Flag Cyberfrog crossover in the distant future?
This is something that people need to know. There already has been a Cyberfrog Black Flag crossover. I'm going to look it up right now. Cyberfrog Fraga. I'm just typing that into the Google search. In fact, maybe you can do it for me. Can you go into your browser window, type in Cyberfrog Fraga?
Yeah, sure can.
That way, otherwise I can just I can show it on my phone, but it's not the same. It
isn't.
Okay. And you'll see a cover in images where it looks like Cyberfrog coming out at you, and it's the cover of Cyberfrog number 2. This is deep cuts, guys. If you could
Right.
pull that image up, I want people to see and notice in the lower left corner, that's your Black Flag Cyberfrog crossover for the first time. If you look in the lower left corner, there's a Black Flag symbol on the 1996 issue of Cyberfrog. You'll see it right
Yep.
right there. The Black Flag shield is already there in the corner.
That it
And
is.
I'm in that comic book wrapping wearing this hat. I am. That's how
That is
that's how
awesome.
time travel works. I went back in the past 24 years
That's
as
amazing.
myself to be in that comic. So that's your first crossover. But all jokes aside, that's up to Uncle E. My answer is yes. Full steam ahead. Hell yeah. Ethan's my homie. So yes, for sure.
Sweet. Somebody wants to know, are you going to do Incredible Comics t-shirts eventually?
Yes.
Sweet. I'm all for t-shirts. We finally got our merch store going, and we've got something that we're trying to do, because everything Red Valkyrie is all about trying to get more eyes on indie creators and people that are out there, working hard to get their IPs and their stories out there. So what we decided to do for our merch is we partnered with a bunch of different artists, and they did versions of me and versions of Sai, and we put them on t-shirts, and whatever sells, we split profits 50-50 with whatever artists have created it. So
that's a great split. That's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, and if it comes down to, I don't like dealing with cents, so I normally round up in favor of the artist, just because it's easier for me to send you a couple extra bucks or whatever to make my life simpler.
Good people. That's awesome.
We try. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed any.
Borrow Ideas. I Borrow Ideas has a great one. Dan, are the original pieces all traditional, digital, or a bit of both? They are what I call trademark copyright tradigital. So what I do is I pencil everything on my iPad. It's a lot easier for me. It's basically a pocket of tools in an iPad.
Yeah.
I'm able to work a lot faster that way. I still have basically digital versions of all my analog tools. That's then sent over to my inker, or if I ink it myself, we print it out in non-photo blue, and then it is inked on the board with real ink. So like this is the cover, inked by Shelby Robertson. And if you look close enough, you'll see a little bit of that blue haze underneath. So that's my pencils printed out in blue, and then this is actual real legit ink on top of that. So tradigital.
That's awesome. I love that. That's so most artists that I work with and that I try and help promote and stuff, most of them do things digital, and then they get upset because they're like, well, I can't offer traditional art. And I keep trying to tell them there's so many ways that you can offer like an original piece. I've got some people that will print them up on canvas. Like I've actually got this massive humongo canvas right here of a piece of S.E. Tonks's artwork. Woo, it's hard to get up there. Let me see if I can drop it down. Oh, like I said, it's massive.
I love that cranberry. The cranberry and blue together are so nice.
Yeah. So we do stuff like that, and then he will sign and number them. Yeah. And so it's not necessarily original in that you're not getting ink or graphite on that thing, but there will never be another number one of that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. There's a guy named Pepe Larraz who does work for Marvel. He does everything digital, but what he says is, and I trust him, he prints out one in very high quality paper and then deletes the file.
Yeah. And that's another way to do it.
You can, and that one print is the only one that exists.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Doing what you're doing, where you maybe do it traditionally for your pencils and then print it out and then ink over that.
Yep. Yeah.
That's another way to offer original art. So just because you're more comfortable being a traditional or a digital artist does not mean that you can't offer original traditional pieces.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan.
You have to get a little creative with it.
I'm not a fan of digital inks at all. And it no knock on anybody that does it, but there's this sort of homogeny that happens with digital inks. Like I've messed with Clip Studio. I've messed with Photoshop. I have brushes inside of Procreate that I use. And there's this thing that that happens. I call sweetening, where I have anybody that knows my work knows I have a specific way to the way I ink. Guys, my favorite inkers are guys like Todd McFarlane, Klaus Janson, and what we do is we get something out of this physical thing that does something that is uniquely ours, and it's not like technically good. And I'm not saying it's not good, but technically it's not good, but it has a crunch to it, a human quality to it.
Right. Like it's not the most perfect line,
right? It's got
most
character,
perfect gradient, but
yeah.
And I this is something I try to tell people all the time. Like I took art class in high school. I am not patient enough to actually get that skill set, but I sat next to a girl and I thought that she was phenomenal because she could do photorealistic replication. Yeah. Like she could take a photo and she could redo it in graphite or charcoal or, you know, whatever chalk pastel, and it would look identical.
Like a printer.
And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know, that's boring as hell, because I remember one time we weren't allowed to use reference and we had to do something original, and she really, really struggled.
Lost. Yeah.
And it turns into, you know, it doesn't matter if it is technically the absolute correct anatomy, or if all of your lines are super smooth, or if they're sketchy, or if your colors are the logical color choices. What matters is that it's you, and it's something that you are comfortable with, as long as it comes from the heart. You. Exactly. Yeah. As long as it comes from you, that's what makes it fun.
And that's the thing about digital inks, is that I feel like I've messed with them, and even when I dial in the settings, it sort of corrects me and corrects me in a way where I don't want to be corrected. I'll throw a line and I'll throw it a certain way, and it's like, oh, I'll make it thicker and thinner here, and I'm like, well, that's slicker, but that's not what I wanted. Right. And I'm finding that a lot of people that do digital inks, you could put 10 examples of digital inks in front of me, and I could not tell you the difference between them. They all look good, but there's no personality to them. And for me, I buy in on personality. Like my favorite artists, I instantly go, I know that's this person. You could put, let's take an old school guy like John Byrne, and you could put 5 modern inkers on him, and I could tell you that's this guy, that's this guy. Like there's I can say that's Scott Williams, that's Adelso Corona, that's Shelby Robertson, that's Joe Weems, that's Richard Friend. Yeah. I know by looking, because that's a real piece. But digital, for some reason, it's all good. It's all absolutely good looking stuff, but there is zero personality to it.
Exactly. Well, I think that's what makes everything fun. And that's what I like. Like I have a lot of projects that I've backed. Yeah. And they're not necessarily the best art that I've ever seen in my life, but there's so much soul there. There's so much care. And that's what I like. I don't care if, you know, like look at Mary Boys.
Right? I love Mary Boys. Carl's great.
They all look like little peanuts, right? Like if you're gonna go off of technically speaking, okay, fine, it's not perfect. But if you're gonna go off of like character and soul and the heart behind it, yes. Oh my gosh, they're great. Yeah. That is awesome. 100%. That is exactly what I want.
100%. Yeah.
And that's what, and so all of these people that feel like whenever, because I've noticed this with creatives, all types of creatives, stop tearing yourself down. Yes. Right? As long as you do something with heart, like I'm telling you right now, this cosplay, I only spent 2 hours on. I feel like I should have brought a hell of a lot more for Dan Fraga. No, but what I will say,
blew me away. The camera came on. I was like, yeah. Officially the first Black Flag cosplay. She gets it. Like in the annals of Black Flag, first cosplay
that
ever.
Makes me so happy. But that's the thing, is I do this kind of stuff because I like it. And because I like it, that's why I think a lot of them come off a lot better than what it maybe is. And it's because there's that passion behind it.
100%.
That's what matters. It doesn't matter that everything is perfect. It matters that it has soul.
Yes.
We did have another question. I'm sorry, we've been going on forever. I hope you don't
That's
mind.
okay. I don't mind at all. Not
This
at
has
all.
been super fun, and I love the fact that I've got so many people that are so active in this chat.
I can't wait to come back. It's be fun.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Death Metal Hero wanted to know, is there going to be a Team Shot t-shirt?
Yeah. We're gonna. I don't know if it'll be on this campaign. It may be offered on the Couch Doodle site. I got to figure it out. But this shot from the cover where they're bursting out completely lends itself to it being a T-shirt because it'll have the drop shadow and it'll look like the team is bursting out of your chest.
Out of the shirt. Absolutely. Yeah. That's so cool. I love that so much. So much. All right. If there are any other questions, I need you to post them now because we've been going on for almost 2 hours. This has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
I want to do one more refresh and I want to see what you're sitting at.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see. I want to see where the backers are. And all you guys in the chat, we're approaching 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let's just say at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, we're going to start up another stream on the Couch Doodles channel where you guys are all welcome to come in. I have my seat plus 5 more. I'll post the link on Twitter. You guys will be able to jump in and we just shoot the breeze and talk. And Shae, if you want to come in, come on in.
You know what? I won't even change. I'll stay like this for you.
I love it. I love it.
So you are at 962 backers.
Yes.
You are getting there.
38 away. 38 away from the pork extravaganza. It used to be called the bacon. Somebody had the name for it, the Bacon Brigade, the Meat-tastic, but it's the pork extravaganza. Robbie Fraga, look at him spell it like we did when we were kids in a biker bunny suit. Why does Death Metal Hero think chicken bacon is a thing? It's a thing. Come on.
It is.
Come on.
It's a sad thing that makes me a little bit upset, but it's a thing.
It is. It's not the same thing, but it's okay.
It's not. It could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be cardboard bacon, and that's no fun.
One more question. So do you have a technical description of how Lucky repairs in Interdimension? Yeah,
it's spoilers.
Oh no, if you don't want to listen to spoilers, then...
yeah, she boy, man, I cannot.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. She uses a wrench. That's it. A wrench with a hammer on the end of it. That's how you know. That's it.
That's perfect. All right. So I'm going to call it because if I keep on asking for questions, I'm going to keep getting them. And you guys have been phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much, Dan,
My pleasure.
For coming and hanging out. I can't wait. We're definitely getting you on again.
Absolutely.
So make sure that you go back Black Flag if you haven't already. I mean,
yes.
We're 38 backers away from a pork palooza.
Pork-a-palooza. I like it. Pork Paris.
Yes, and it's going to be amazing. So make sure that you help Dan get to that 1,000 backer goal. As soon as possible. Let's do this before the weekend. Like it'll be phenomenal.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. I can't wait to hear the sizzle.
Yes, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure you subscribe to Couch Doodles. I've got the link in the description, so go follow Dan.
Comments. Don't forget to comment because comments help the algorithms.
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much again for coming out, and we will catch you guys next time.
I did.
See you guys later.
See you guys. Thanks a lot.